Hello, viewers. So, the presidential candidate of the PDP, Atiku Abubakar, have finally spoken about the judgment of the Supreme Court that upheld Tinubu's victory as the winner of the 2023 presidential election. According to him, what the Supreme Court gave to Nigerians as their judgment will forever haunt Nigeria because they have finally legitimized forgery, illegality, and other crimes in Nigeria. I will be giving us details about all he said during his World Press Conference and people's reaction on this. But before I go into details on this, please do well to like this video and also please do well to subscribe to our channel if you are yet to subscribe so you get updates whenever we post a new video. See the way People's Gazette reported what Atiku said during his World Press Conference. They said, Supreme Court collusion with mandate bandits Bola Tinubu will haunt Nigeria for ages, Atiku Abubakar. Section 137, subsection 1J of the 1999 Constitution, amended in 2010, states that no one will be legitimately elected president of Nigeria if the person has presented a forged certificate to the Independent National Electoral Commission. But the Supreme Court, in a judgment delivered on October 26, said that the evidence that was released via a federal court order in the United States, which exposed Mr. Tinubu's forgery, cannot be added to the body of evidence in the election petitions because it arrived late. The decision immediately sparked outrage, with many Nigerians aghast that the nation's highest court could be so compromised to the point of allowing such brazen illegality to stand. Mr. Abubakar, the main opposition candidate who stood against Mr. Tinubu during the February 25 presidential election, weighed in on the controversy during a press briefing at the party's headquarters on Monday morning. See what Atiku said. If the Supreme Court, the highest court in the land, implies by its judgment that crime is good and should be rewarded, then Nigeria has lost and the country is doomed, irrespective of who occupies the presidential seat. Mr. Abubakar said, obviously, the consequences of those decisions for the country will not end at the expiration of the current government. They will last for decades. And this is it. What the Supreme Court did in their judgment has in turn made it clear to everyone, even the world at large, that Nigeria is a country where forgery is celebrated, that in Nigeria, illegality is a thing, that in Nigeria you can commit any crime and still claim to be the president of the nation because our Supreme Court is weak, because our court cannot give the right judgment. And this is what has become of Nigeria. And like Atiku said, this is not just going to affect Nigeria now, but it's going to affect the future of our nation because it has already set the standard even for future judgments from the Supreme Court, because they are going to say that if this court was able to uphold Tinubu's illegitimacy, you cannot say no to it when another time or another case comes in future. This has indeed destroyed the future of our country, as Atiku said. Reacting to Atiku's World Press Conference today on X, this person here said, the Supreme Court has legitimized forgery, identity theft, and perjury. And this is what the Supreme Court has actually done. Like Atiku said, they have finally legitimized forgery, identity theft, and perjury in Nigeria. They have made our nation to be a country that anything can go. You can be a thief and still become the president of our nation. You can forge your certificate and still become the president of the nation because nobody will be able to stop you from doing so. Another person here also reacted and said, may God see Nigeria through, and a thief has no good intention for the owner, so a criminal cannot build Nigeria. This person here also reacted and said, you have done your best. Thanks a lot, Waziri. And indeed, Atiku has actually done his best because he further exposed the fact that Tinubu indeed forged his Chicago State University certificate through the deposition from CSU. Another person here also reacted and said, the thief come to steal, kill, and destroy. So I wonder why they think that a thief will build Nigeria. Excellent and solid appraiser of our electoral judicial system by Alhaji Atiku. To those that love open defecation called rigging, there's this effect that we may lose confidence or even the country after all. Let's all be very, very careful. And this is it. At the end of the day, many people are still supporting this illegitimacy. Many people are still supporting the wrong that the Supreme Court did. This is actually not right because what we are dealing with is something that will not just affect our nation now, but also the future of our nation. We know how this is already affecting Nigerians because the outside world are now seeing Nigeria as a country that anything can go, as a country without law, because everyone was expecting that the Supreme Court was going to do the right thing with all the evidence before them. But at the end of the day, the Supreme Court failed Nigerians and gave their judgment to the highest bidder. Another person here also reacted and said it will be difficult to encourage many voters to come out in the next election just because of Mahmood Yakubu and the court. And that's it. Many people came out to vote in this last election just because they loved Peter Obi, just because they believed that a new Nigeria is possible. But INEC, together with the Supreme Court, have finally crushed the hope of many people that we can regain our nation, Nigeria. Also reacting to this person here said, even though I am not in support of your aspiration, this is well documented piece. Thanks for the full disclosure of the character deficiencies of the current political leadership. The evil that men do today will come back to haunt them like it's haunting you and PDP today. So this is what this person is saying, that even though Atiku Abubakar is not clean, which is why everybody is actually supporting Peter Obi, but he has actually also helped to expose who Bola Tinubu truly is. Another person here also reacted and said, Atiku in his press conference just stated that the Supreme Court has legitimized crimes such as forgery, identity theft, and perjury. Tinubu will hunt for this congratulatory message for a very long time because I don't see it coming from Atiku or Obi. Finally, Nigerian government has legitimized forgery and other related crimes. Wow, what a country, this person here said. No one will step out to vote again in any election unless everything he tabled on this press conference is attended to by the legislators. And this is it. What happened in the Supreme Court and even during the 2023 presidential election has actually demoralized many Nigerians and will stop many people from going out to vote in the next election, because it is obvious that our votes don't count anymore in our nation, because it is obvious that all they do is that they pay so that they can retain their office. Another person here also reacted and said, it's so appalling that a once known giant of Africa has suddenly become a laughingstock globally, all thanks to our greedy, wicked, and evil politicians. Nobody is going to congratulate Tinubu. The Nigerian judiciary is corrupt and has not given the right judgment. And this is it. APC will just keep on begging people to congratulate him. But Peter Obi and also Atiku Abubakar are not going to congratulate him because it is obvious that he stole the mandate. How will you congratulate someone that stole from you? It's impossible. You cannot go to the extent of bringing yourself low to congratulate him. That means you are in support of forgery. You are in support of what he has done against Nigerians and against humanity. Also reacting to this person here said, Nigerian judiciary legitimizes identity theft, perjury, and forgery, and people want us to move on. Not possible. And this is it. There's no way we are going to move on when they have legitimized forgery, perjury, identity theft, and other crimes in our nation. This person here also reacted and said, while one is inclined to feel sympathy for Atiku, it will be misplaced. He is part of the old order and part of the problem. If he was there, he will still influence the Supreme Court. They are all both sides of same coin. We can't indulge same type of people and expect freedom. He shouldn't have run. This person here also reacted and said, weren't we all here when youths rallied for Peter Obi to be the nominee of PDP, a clear-cut election victory, but old men, led by Ayu, accepted Atiku's bribe to run? Tinubu would have still dared to steal it, but no one can take away Peter Obi's victory. He beat them all. And this is it. It is obvious that indeed Peter Obi was the one that won the 2023 presidential election. This person here also reacted and said, that's the way it is when we have a career criminal as president. What a shameful nation. Nigeria is indeed in very interesting times. May God have mercy and help this helpless Nigeria. They have managed to render the law profession useless in Nigeria, and this is it. People that are actually studying law currently, they don't even understand what is going on in the country, because looking at what people that are actually above them are doing, they now know that there is no law in our nation. This person here reacted and said, one would think that as this particular case reached the international stage, there will be some shame, but no. A final nail on the coffin that illegality is a trademark here. I read all the posts from Atiku and I agree with 95% of it that the Supreme Court ruling will continue to haunt the country because it has already set a bad benchmark for any other electoral case to follow. It is not over until it is over. This is just the beginning. Bulaba should resign honorably and let Nigeria be. Let Nigerians rebuild Nigeria. Nigeria's leadership is not for sale to the highest bidder. It is not for Nigerians and Guineans, but for bona fide Nigerians. This person here also reacted and said, I doubt if Nigeria will ever survive it or get back to normal again. We had little hope before, but now it is just finished. This person here also said, who would convince millions of Nigerians to vote in future elections after they suffered endlessly on queues to register to vote, to collect PVCs and to vote based on INEC's assurances, only to see their votes stolen and given to someone they did not vote for? And this is it. This is what Nigerians suffered during the elections, and at the end of the day, their mandate was stolen. Their goal is to discourage Nigerians from voting so that they will always have their way. Goal is achieved. Bye-bye to democracy. It will be selection henceforth until Nigerians rise up and take back their country. Atiku's statement here is absolutely correct. Personally, I share his opinion on this. There is no need to go waste your time, queue to vote, when the outcome will not reflect the will of the people or has been predetermined. I am doing my best not to remember election period because anytime I remember what people pass through, including me, just to vote, the anger in me just boils. The hope we all had was just stolen from us, and this is it. The hope Nigerians had for a better Nigeria was stolen by INEC, and then the Supreme Court further did the wrong thing in their judgment. This person here also reacted to this saying, elections no longer make any sense under our laws as currently constituted. Participating in any further elections merely means endorsing the fraud that is the 1999 Constitution. The earlier we begin to demand fundamental constitutional restructuring, the better for us. Some people think the judiciary has done the needful, not knowing the collateral damage they had done in few years' time. The results will begin to unfold. But in truth, crime is a big reward in Nigeria. Mmesoma is rewarded with scholarship for forgery. Tinubu is rewarded with president for forgery. This tells more about the Nigerian society and where we are going as a people, and is indeed very pathetic that someone that forged his certificate is now leading us as the president of Nigeria. No justice in Nigeria. Do crimes, you will be celebrated, another person here said. And this fraudulent mandate imposed on Nigerians by a corrupt Supreme Court of fraudulent men lacking integrity will never stand. A certificate forger, drug baron, perjurist, tribalist will never stand as president. The labors of our heroes past must never be in vain. And this is it. Indeed, a certificate forger, even if the Supreme Court has failed us and made him our president, is not our president because he's not putting Nigeria out there correctly. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. Please do well to share your thoughts about the video in the comment section. Please do well to like this video, and please do well to subscribe to our channel if you are yet to subscribe, so you get updates whenever we post a new video.